All right, good morning, everyone. I'm just making a quick update video, and honestly, this is probably going to be more for me so I can watch this back next year, so I can plan ahead a little bit better. So the last video I did, I took that cow in to get bred. This is the following morning, and one of the things that the vet said was, if you see any signs of her still being in heat, any indication that she's still in heat still this morning, she should probably come back in to get bred again, just to really help boost those chances, because conception will happen, anywhere from, on average, 24 to 32 hours after the onset of standing heat. And because we don't know when the onset of that standing heat was, yesterday when we bred at 11 o'clock, we were just kind of taking a shot in the dark, and we were hoping to cover that entire 24 to 32 hour window. Your chances of actually having a successful AI go down, every hour that semen is in the reproductive tract, that egg is not actually dropping, to be receptive to that semen. So if we're at the very end of that 24 to 32 hours, that finally that egg drops, but that semen's already been in the reproductive tract, that much more less of a chance that she's actually going to conceive. So when I came down this morning, I came down about 6 a.m. It was still dark. It looked like everyone was still laying down. I came back down right before 7 a.m. There were two really half-assed attempts to jump her. So that steer made two very half-assed attempts to jump her, and she was not receptive at all. She ran away. So to me, these are signs of possibly still being in heat, or her cycle had ended, her official cycle had ended not too long before I came down and saw that. So realistically, that would have been the time to get her in and stick her a second time, just to help boost our chances. Now, like an idiot, after I talked to the vet about this yesterday afternoon, and he told me this, I didn't bother setting anything up. They're usually in the office about 7:30 a.m. They don't officially open till 8. And they're usually running around getting some stuff done early in the morning. I should have set something up. Before I left, I should have been like, hey, if I see any signs, can I just be here at 7:30? Because again, we're racing that clock now. I don't want to get her in, have her bred too late, that egg is already dropped, and now it's a waste of everyone's time and a waste of a $55 straw. So realistically, as soon as I saw that at 6:30, 6:45 this morning, I should have gotten her up to the corrals and got her ready, and then gotten on the road and been there as soon as I could have, right? And then as soon as the vet came in, then he could have stuck her quick. It's a very quick process. Because I sat around and I watched her for an hour, and I've actually been watching her more than that, because I was trying to get even more assurance that, yes, she was still in heat. I didn't see any more signs of heat after those two attempts. Then when they finally opened at 8 o'clock, I just called. No vets are available. The vet that bred her yesterday is actually off today. The vet that is in, who could breed her this morning, wasn't there, so I didn't have a chance to talk to him directly. And he's got his first on-farm call, very quickly this morning. So even if I were to get her loaded up now and get on the road, unfortunately, there's going to be no one there to breed her. So I guess that makes the decision easy. Now it's too late. I can't get her in for a second breeding attempt, but I'll be super pissed at myself if this fall she comes up open when it was essentially my fault. The only positive spin I'm putting on this is this could be a good test to figure out, especially with this cow, if she's different in any way, as in she really needs to be bred towards the end of that 24 to 32 hour window. This year was the second time that we did timed AI with her, synced her up. Everyone kind of came into heat at the same time, but last year and the first attempt this year, she obviously didn't get bred. So especially if the other two heifers end up getting pregnant, which would be awesome, I'll be super pissed. If all of them come up open, I'll be super pissed that I didn't do a third attempt on her. But if the other two heifers come up open, then actually get pregnant, that synced program worked, right? They were bred at the time that it's recommended, and they were able to conceive. 2 times now, that cow has not. And so I'm starting to think that, especially because her first signs of standing heat, her first signs of being in heat, could have been very early yesterday morning, and she was still showing signs at 7 a.m. this morning, a day later, over 24 hours later, maybe she's going to be one that needs to be inseminated towards the very tail end of her cycle, essentially, if that makes sense. One thing I was thinking about this morning, and for all of you guys that actually have bulls and have been running cows a lot longer than I have, I've never, after the vet made that comment yesterday that, you know, a bull is going to jump a cow as many times as she lets him, I started thinking, you know, she could absolutely be a cow that gets jumped multiple times over her 24 plus hours of being receptive to being mounted. She could absolutely be one of those cows that gets jumped multiple times, right? So that heifer that got bred last year that had the calf this year, hopefully gets bred again next year. She might be one of those one and done types, right? I come into heat, I'm in standing heat, I'm receptive to being mounted, I get mounted, boom, job is done. I only need one try, which is awesome. We want every single one of our cows to be like that. Number 46 might be a multiple breeding attempt type of cows, to where she will need multiple inseminations, either from a bull or from AI, to basically cover her entire 24-hour cycle to give us the best chance. Or like I said, she might just need that insemination attempt at the very end of her cycle. I don't know. I think I'm just coming up with stuff now to try and make myself feel better about the fact that I missed out on an opportunity. I very well could have missed out on an opportunity to have a calf from her next year. But I'm trying to put a positive spin on it, learn from it. This is just another indication that, you know, I really need to go to AI school and set myself up to do this by myself, because, you know, on my own. I need to get on it. I need to just sign up for a school and do it, and then spend a good amount of money to be able to do it on my own and have the good, you know, and have the quality facilities to do it. But, you know, again, how serious am I about this whole thing? So anyway, so that was it, guys. Just an update. Obviously, I'll keep you updated. We'll see if she gets pregnant. And then, Rob, if you're watching this video next year and you're on the fence about what to do, take her in, don't take her in, breed her multiple times, leave her at the vet and have him breed her multiple times. Just do it, because she came up open and you chose wrong.